Today, I'm telling you, we will recognize the Palestinian state. When? Effective government renouncing terrorism, recognizing the state of Israel.
How you guys doing? As you may all know, there's a lot of tension right now in the UN. People are going against Israel. Different countries are attacking Israel. So this is Singapore's amazing speech about their position on recognizing a Palestinian state. Let's watch.
First question is our requirement that there be an effective political entity or government on the other side, a realistic one. And the leader of opposition adds on to say, well, Israel will do its best to make sure that there's no realistic government. And therefore, by insisting on having an effective government as an objective reality, are we setting the bar too high? Well, Mr. Speaker, that's why I took some pains in my statement to go through the history of the Palestinian Authority and the very difficult journey to get both sides to accept a two-state solution. I reminded you the two-state solution didn't begin yesterday. In fact, it goes back to the UN in 1947. Israel took what was on offer, ran, declared independence. The entire constellation of Arab countries said, no, there'll be one state. You had war. And it is only in 1988 that the Palestinian Liberation Organization, in its proclamation of a Palestinian state, even then only implicitly recognized Israel's right to exist and renounce terrorism. And we welcome that proclamation because these two elements, recognizing the other exists and renouncing terrorism, is important for our national interest. It's not just a foreign policy issue. It's in our national interest. I also then went on to describe the events, Oslo, the elections in Gaza, the 2 decades without election, the violence between Hamas and Fatah, again to point out the lack of an objective reality is not all due to one other party. They've got to get their own house in order. Will we allow, however, Israel therefore to have a veto? And the answer is we cannot allow them to have a veto because our consistent, long-held belief is a two-state solution. And if either one or both says no, well, we can't go along with them on that right. And that's why I have also caveated that our position is not if, but when. And we have also highlighted that if the situation continues to deteriorate, or if Israel takes further action to extinguish any prospect for a two-state solution, then we have to reconsider our position. And then you asked whether we are being anachronistic because several, basically European powers in the last few days have changed position. And in my answer to Mr. Vikram Nair, I tried to remind everyone that actually, on the big picture, we all want the same thing. But that different countries will have different thresholds, different triggers to decide when they take certain diplomatic moves. We, for now, have shifted since May last year, when we said we are prepared in principle to recognize the Palestinian state. Today, I'm telling you, we will recognize the Palestinian state. When? Effective government renouncing terrorism, recognizing the state of Israel.
Which will never happen unless they reform their belief system. In their belief system, we are the colonizers, we are the occupiers, when the opposite is the truth. But the Jews are not going anywhere. And the Arabs are also not going anywhere. Fine. The Jews have put offers on the table. Why have you refused every single one? Because they don't believe in an Israeli state alongside or in their territory. They believe that it should all be Palestine.
It is a shift, but it is also a shift, which I want to emphasize, recognizes, it puts some, you have to clear a certain bar. That amongst the Palestinians themselves, they have sorted out themselves politically to be an effective, unified voice that can conduct foreign policy, that can enter into agreements and make agreements stick. And also because of our aversion, our complete aversion to terrorism. So that's why we have taken the current position. So I don't think we are being anachronistic. I think we are being realistic given the circumstances in which Singapore has to operate in our part of the world. On defense, I have already said that yes, it is not a secret that they played a role in our early years, for which we are grateful. And they continue to have an invaluable role. But again, that does not mean that we are locked into giving them a free pass. When you have an equal and mutually respectful partnership, when you differ, you must be prepared to say so openly, candidly, and constructively. And we have that kind of relationship. I will not get into operational details of defense. You know that it is the government's established long-standing policy not to publicly divulge details of defense cooperation for national security reasons. So I'm not going to go into that area, but I give you this assurance, we are not being held hostage. Singapore will not allow itself to be held hostage. Beyond that, I'm not going to get into operational details. And as an NS man yourself, I'm sure you understand that.
And that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. If you actually do your research about the PA, about the history of the region, about what war started when, why they started, who attacked first, it's almost a definitive win. The Jews and the Israelis win every single time. For the people saying it didn't start on October 7th, fine. When did it start? 1948. They attacked first. Didn't start then? When did it start? When the Jews came in, when? 1917? Late 1800s? Really? Explain the Safed looting in 1834. Oh, not then? Then explain the pogrom of Hebron and the pogrom of Safed in 1517. Oh, you can't? So explain the thousands and thousands of attacks against Jewish people, Jewish population, all around the world committed by Islamists. So please, we know it didn't start on October 7th. And if you do a little bit of digging, you'll see that I'm right. Thank you for watching. An amazing job by Singapore, realizing the threat and understanding that without cooperating partners, we can't reach peace. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to watch more of my stuff, please check out my channel down below. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification button so you can be notified every time I upload new content. If you'd like to support me and the channel financially, you can do that using Buy Me Coffee or Patreon down in the links below. Also, we now have a Discord that you can join down in the link below. And now you can become a YouTube member and enjoy specific YouTube perks. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.